Live 2 Live, so let's check in on our social life. Christian McCaffrey, the latest 49er, he just touched down in the Bay, tweeting, "Touchdown in the Bay, feels good to be back. Bang, bang, not a gang. God is good. Bang, bang, not a gang." That's kind of swaggy. I like that. I like that. Well, CMC is not the only addition to the NFC. Dak Prescott is back in Dallas after injuring his thumb in week 1. I was thinking about this one for a long time, Joy Taylor, and I realized this. McCaffrey to the Niners might be a bigger addition than Dak to the Cowboys. Here's why. Everybody has said for the last 2 weeks, hey, Dak, just be basic. Like, I don't need you to do anything special. Just let the defense win, and Dak, you just go out there and, just be a little bit better than Cooper Rush. That's what I've heard from Troy Aikman, from Michael Irvin, from Dave, from different people that really know the Cowboys well. Dak, don't be that special. Christian McCaffrey doesn't know how to not be special. Christian McCaffrey was born special. He had 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving in 2019. When you add Christian McCaffrey to this Niners squad, that can and will do more than a Cowboys offense adding Dak when they don't want Dak to do much.
Yeah, that part.
I'm sitting here thinking to myself, wait a second, and let me break it down like this, and then Joy Taylor, please take this baton and run with it. Every Tuesday in the National Football League, you have a defensive meeting. That's when you scout the opposing team and you say, hey, what are we going to do to stop X player? When you're looking at the Dallas Cowboys, you don't have to scout against Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott does not make you change your game plan. He's a good player, but you don't change your game plan for him. Right. You change your game plan for Lamar Jackson, for Josh Allen, honestly for Jalen Hurts because of his running ability, for Patrick Mahomes, for Aaron Rodgers, for Tom Brady. You change your game plan for those guys. Christian McCaffrey is a game plan changer. Acho, you're a linebacker this week. Hey, when Christian McCaffrey's in the box, you're not guarding him man because you can't. We're going to bring a safety down, safety, you guard a man. Christian McCaffrey is a game plan changer. Hey, Acho, if you have Christian McCaffrey, man, and he motions out to wide receiver, do not run with him. Let the safety take him because Christian McCaffrey is that caliber of player. So I think, Joy, that Christian McCaffrey is actually a bigger addition to the Niners than Dak Prescott is to the Cowboys. But where do you stand on those two additions? What is bigger? Dak Prescott obviously coming back.
I think it's Dak Prescott coming back because while I do think that a lot of what Dak needs to do is a lot of what Cooper Rush was doing, which was not turning the ball over, being very efficient, doing what you need to do to win games, which at the end of the day is what you want to do. But what's the difference? Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush was those 3 interceptions in that game against the Eagles. So I need Dak to keep doing what Cooper Rush was doing and add a little something extra. He plays the most important position in the league. We all agree that the quarterback is the most important position. So getting back your starting quarterback is more important to me than adding a piece like Christian McCaffrey. As electric as Christian McCaffrey can be, again, I still am a little apprehensive about how this is going to go. He is one of the best players to watch in the league. He is so dynamic. He can catch the ball. He's an incredible runner. And this is a system, we talked about it yesterday, that he can be used in very creative ways. We know what Kyle Shanahan can do. But do you feel like they're riding Christian McCaffrey to the Super Bowl? Do you think that the Cowboys can even talk about the Super Bowl without Dak Prescott? I don't. Correct. So to me, just that alone makes Dak Prescott more important and a bigger addition.
Dave, let me come to you quickly because Joy brings up a phenomenal point, but I would suggest this. The Cowboys are leaning on their defense and their running game if they were going to go far. Ezekiel Elliott said yesterday, in a quote, Ezekiel Elliott, star running back for the Cowboys, he said himself, hey, make it easy on Dak. Continue to lean into the running game. In the same manner, the Niners are going to probably ride on Debo, Kittle, and Nick Bosa, Fred Warner if they're going to get to the Super Bowl. So I don't know that either team is really depending on either guy. But when you think about Dak, who you love, obviously have an affinity for, but you know well enough that Christian McCaffrey is a 2,500 yards from scrimmage caliber talent, who's going to be a bigger addition?
It's very hard to hide a quarterback, isn't it? That's the thing. And that's Dak is, and it's not just Dak, it's any quarterback. Quarterback is so important to the success of the offense, even if you're not leaning on him. That's the thing that I go back to. It's Dak, by the way. It's Dak Prescott. Shocking. David said it was Dak. Because, again, like, it's the little stuff. Like, yeah, you want to lean on the running game. And when you say you're not asking Dak to do too much, that's don't press and turn the ball over. That's really what that means. Dak is still going to have to turn 2nd and 11 into 1st and 10, get out of a 3rd and 15 on occasion. Christian McCaffrey's not doing that. Like, if Jimmy Garoppolo bungles that, there's only so much Christian McCaffrey can do. He can't do it consistently. And it goes back to the point. Was it 19 when he was first team All-Pro? Was
2019.
2019?
Yeah.
He was amazing.
Amazing.
How good were the Panthers?
Yeah, good point.
And it's not to say that running backs don't matter, but quarterbacks affect every play. How many teams that have an all-pro quarterback don't make the playoffs? That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. So the quarterback is just everything in this league. And on top of that, it doesn't help Christian McCaffrey from a perception standpoint. I mean, I think he's going to be great if he's healthy, but this is a team that has gotten to a Super Bowl and another NFC title game just running through a laundry list of, like, guys. Not to, Matt Breida, Elijah Mitchell, Jeff Wilson, Carlos Hyde. Like, no disrespect to any of those guys, but that's not Christian McCaffrey. They have a formula regardless of having Christian McCaffrey or not.
Shady, I got to come to you because while the quarterback is significantly more important than a running back, no offense, you are the Eagles' all-time leading rusher, Christian McCaffrey has shown us the ability to be the best running back in football or the top 3 running backs in football. Dak Prescott hasn't even had a Pro Bowl since 2018. Christian McCaffrey has been a first-team All-Pro since. Simply put, he's the best at what he does, doing what he does. Can Christian McCaffrey and is Christian McCaffrey a bigger addition to the Niners than Dak to the boys?
He's a way bigger addition. And this is why. Let me tell you why. First of all, Christian McCaffrey, right? You bring him to the Niners. Now, you talked about the Niners went to the NFC Championship game and a Super Bowl with the quarterback by the name of Jimmy G. He does bare minimum to get there, right? Now you add another weapon. So when you have to watch a guy like Debo, then Kittle, now you got a solid offensive line coming back, due to injury. Then you got CMAC in there. He's another playmaker. So if you get that far with the players you already had, and now you add a top 3 running back, let's be honest here. When he's healthy, he's a top 3, top 1 player. Mm-hmm. So even with Dak coming back, Dak has never been a top 5 quarterback, top 3, top 1, never. We'll probably never see that. When you add CMAC, he's been that. So now when you go to draw up the plays, right, because Kyle can do that. Shanahan can really draw the plays up. Yep. You got Debo on one side, then you got McCaffrey. The mixture of that as a coordinator, it's going to drive you crazy. To guard that.
If you could put Kyle Shanahan behind a closed door with no tape recorders, you think he would rather add Dak Prescott to his offense or Christian McCaffrey?
For his offense?
Yeah.
He's going to take the running backs. Easy.
Here's why.
Yeah. Even knowing that he's already got a few decent running backs.
Well, here's why I would say so. And I got a little small video to prove it. One of the most infamous or famous plays for Christian McCaffrey is Cam Newton saying, "Hey, you watch film, huh? Watch this." Cam Newton talking to Clay Matthews when Christian McCaffrey is at the running back position. All Christian McCaffrey does is run an angle route. Shady, you know far too familiar. You ate a lot, had nearly 4,000 your receiving yards on this very route. All Jimmy Garoppolo ever does is throw the ball right across the middle. Angle routes, angle routes, angle routes. This is one of my favorite plays.
Let's go, watch this. Ready?
McCaffrey's highlighted with the circle under. That's all Jimmy has to do. And crazy enough, that's all they ever asked Jimmy to do. And that was a touchdown.
Yeah, that's
now, if you do that in the middle of the field, that's a 15, 20-yard gain. And so, to your point, Dave, I think another coach would take the quarterback. But I think Shanahan would take the gadget. Christian McCaffrey is not a running back. Christian McCaffrey is a talented football player.
Yeah.
And Shanahan just likes to acquire talented football players.
I don't think, to be clear, I'd be legitimately curious to know Kyle Shanahan's answer. Like, I'm not answering the question for him.
I think
I would take Dak Prescott. I would take the quarterback.
Looking at the talent level, and I do think Dak Prescott is better than Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't think that it's that much of a difference. And Jimmy Garoppolo has certainly had more success in the postseason than Dak Prescott has had. So in this particular case, I think he probably
David's dying inside.
I'm mad.
David's dying inside.
I'm mad, but I can't argue. I can't argue.
So I think
There's a lot of reasons why
I
Jimmy
think he would
Garoppolo's had
say
more success.
Christian McCaffrey. I mean, I don't think any of us doubt what Kyle Shanahan is capable of, drawing up for a player like Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
To me, the only thing that's going to keep Christian McCaffrey from having success in San Francisco is injury.
Yep, it's Christian McCaffrey.
That's it. Because we've seen the talent. It was 3 years
You're
ago.
onto something. You're onto something.
Can I say one thing about injuries? Because now, so he goes from Carolina, who has to do everything.
Yep.
I got to run, I got to catch. Where now, right? We got some Debos over there. I don't think the Panthers have somebody like Debo.
Yeah, they have
Kittle.
options. I mean, they had
but not like that, where they going to demand that type of. Because I think with McCaffrey, he has to be the soul of the offense.
Yeah.
We're here, we just going to plug you into the system, and you just be great.
Dave, coming to you real quick based off what Joy said before I take us to break. The only thing that has ever kept Christian McCaffrey from being great is health.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott cannot say the same thing.
It's a lot.
That's true.
It's a lot over
Do
there.
you have any rebuttal? Because we know Christian will be great if he's healthy, but Dak might just not be great just because he might not.
Because he's
right.
Because he's Dak.
First, positional value is everything. That's why we get into these analytical arguments every spring. That's why some people are pissed at the 49ers for giving up so much. Running back, it's the positional value. How much do you really elevate your team? Christian McCaffrey had 1,000 and 1,000, and the Panthers were not that good. Quarterbacks don't have to be great to elevate their team to another level. I do think Dak is significantly better than Jimmy Garoppolo. But we can talk about that another time. We can talk about that another time.
Well, staying in the NFL, Fox Bet Super 6 has already given away $1 million. You heard that right, and that's of Terry Bradshaw's